Hello and welcome back to Montana. Today I am going to be turning these into puree so that I can make some pumpkin pie or pumpkin pudding or pumpkin cookies or, you know, anything pumpkin. So let's get started. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Cece. My husband Kirk and I homestead in the big beautiful state of Montana. And I have a friend who likes to do some trading, so this is awesome. She gives me some of her extra garden produce, and in return I give her milk, eggs, yogurt, that kind of a thing. So one of the things that she had some extra of was pumpkin. I did not grow any pumpkin this year, so I'm very happy with the pumpkins that she gave me. We are going to go ahead, roast these first, and then I will puree them and put them in containers that are easy for freezing. You can pressure can pumpkin puree, but I think I'm just gonna stick them in the freezer because I'm probably not gonna have a lot of it. Okay, first things I'm gonna do is turn my oven on 350. And let's get these bad boys cut open. I think I will save the seeds and we'll try roasting the seeds when these guys come out. I think part of it you kind of want to wash the seeds. I may have to do a refresher real quick on how to do pumpkin seeds, but I think that'll be a good thing to do too. Pumpkins and squash are never really easy to cut. Oh no, I lost my cut mark. Where did I go? Oh. I just noticed he's a little dirty on the bottom. I might need to rinse these off first. All right, let's try this again. Shoot. I don't think that's going straight across. Maybe it is. There we go. Awesome. Now let's scoop out the innards. Ready. Some olive oil. And then I'm also going to want to take a knife and kind of poke the skins a little bit like you do when you're doing potatoes. Okay, the first pumpkin I tried cutting around the stem. This one, I think I'm gonna just take the stem off. I think I'll be able to cut it so much easier. Okay, I'm gonna stick them in the oven, 350 I'm gonna put them on for 45 minutes and I'll check them. Okay, there's no real easy way to do this other than just start pulling the seeds off. Since one of these pumpkins were a little bit younger than the other one, I can tell some of the seeds aren't fully filled out and mature, so I'm not going to pick every little tiny seed. But yeah, you just kind of squeeze them a little bit and they kind of pop off the pulp, whatever you want to call it, I guess, the stringy stuff. Yeah, like this one, a lot of these seeds are pretty small and don't have a lot of, you can kind of feel they're pretty flat. So, okay, here's what I have left. I'm gonna rinse them off, and because my oven is currently being used, I will probably just kind of pat them dry and let them stay in here until I'm ready to put them in the oven. There is a little bit of orange stuff still mixed in with it. Some of that will rinse off and some of it won't. I'm not real concerned if there's still a little bit left. Sometimes that gives a little extra pumpkin flavor. Okay, so I just pulled them out. Classic me, I forgot to set the timer when I put them in. So I just had to keep checking on them. I think they were in for close to an hour. This one's kind of starting to wrinkle a little bit, so that kind of gave me a clue that it's probably done. I'm just gonna let them sit there and cool for a while. I'm gonna go ahead and make some lunch, and then I will come back and scoop all of this out and start the puree process. Okay, so the lunch has came out of the oven. Yes, sometimes even homesteaders still use frozen pizza as a quick meal. So I am going to put some salt on the pumpkin seeds. I threw some butter on here. I threw a little bit of olive oil on here. I am going to just sprinkle some seasoning salt. I had to turn my oven down to 250, and I'm just gonna kind of do a little something like that and stick these guys in. I'm going to set the timer this time for about 45 minutes. That will give us time to eat our lunch, and then I can start getting into those pumpkins because they should be cooled off enough that I can actually handle them. Okay, I checked on these, stirred them a little bit. I'm gonna put them in for about 5 or 10 more minutes, just because they don't look brown enough to me yet. Maybe that's too much, but we'll try it. I forgot my blender is in the dishwasher, so I'm gonna go ahead and just scoop the pumpkin pulp in a bowl. So then that way when my blender comes out of the dishwasher, it'll be ready to go. So let me clean up my island here a little bit and we'll get started with the pumpkins. Ooh, that looks really good. If you scrape too hard, you will put a hole. I don't know if you can see that right there. I accidentally put, and maybe that was a knife mark and I pushed my spoon a little too hard. But okay, they just are all completely cleaned out now. Have a nice container full of pumpkin pulp, and when my dishwasher is done, I will get my blender. We will try to puree this. One year when I did it, this was not soft enough, or my blender was a little too weak and I added a little water to it. May have to do that. We'll just see how it goes. Pumpkin seeds are actually incredibly healthy for you. They can help kill things inside your guts that you do not want there. So this will be a very good healthy snack for us to have. Okay, let's get started. I have these are 16-ounce containers that I'm hoping to put the puree in the freezer. Hopefully they don't expand too much because I think they're right at 16 ounces. And that's about how much you get in a can of puree from the grocery store. I think it's about 2 cups worth. So let me get a spoon and let's see if I'm gonna have to add any water. That doesn't even begin to try to mix. So I am going to have to add a little bit of water. If you have a Vitamix, I've been told that those can handle chunkier stuff better than a regular blender. So I'll see how liquidy it looks like by the time I'm done pureeing it. And then I'll decide whether I want to strain everything through a cheesecloth or if I'm just going to let it have a little bit of extra liquid. All right, I feel like this one is pureed enough for my liking. And just like that. Here we go. Pop that in the freezer. And I have my first container of pumpkin puree done. I should probably try to remember to label those because the way my brain has been lately, I may look at that and go, what did I put in here that was so yellow? It's pumpkin. Okay, so it looks like I will end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 pints full. And then I have a guy that's almost full. And there we go, guys. Pumpkin is actually pretty easy to do. Just like a lot of things, it just takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time out of your day. And you can do this with squash as well. You can mix pumpkin and squash together. Squash a lot of times has a lot more of a mild flavor. So if you don't like a strong pumpkin flavor, you can try mixing it with squash or doing it with a squash completely instead. So I'm gonna label these, pop these in the freezer, and then whenever I wanna make something pumpkin, I will get them out. We will enjoy the pumpkin seeds here. Probably be gone by tomorrow. I'm guessing they'll probably be all eaten by tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna get cleaned up, and then I have a little bit of more time, and then I gotta head into town for milk delivery. Thanks for stopping in, and say hi if you want. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And until next time, have a great one.